Okay, so I just said really quick that we are not working in our regular grammar books today or our binders. So you just need two pieces of lined paper, and we already got ours started here. So basically name and date. We're calling this winter grammar, and we're working on a list of parts of speech. That's what these are. Parts of speech.
That are winter related.
That are winter related, exactly. So adverb. Go ahead and just copy this down for now. Preposition. Pronoun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Conjunction. N-C-T-I-O-N. And interjection. I'll stop in a second here so you can write these down. After the word interjection, go ahead and put an exclamation point to help you remember that one. That'll be your clue. So we have 8 parts of speech today. Just going to review these kind of super quick. You probably remember them, but a noun obviously is a person, place, or thing. A verb is an action word. An adjective is a word that tells more about the noun. So you got to find the noun in the sentence first. And if the word tells which one or how many or what kind, that's an adjective. Adverb, at least they put the word verb inside there. So it does add to the verb. So it tells more about the action. It usually has ly, but not always. So sometimes it's different. But you got to look at where the verb is in the sentence. And then preposition, that's that big list of words that we have in our grammar book. Usually it starts with a word like in or with or after, words like that, okay? And then pronoun is that he, she, it, when you're referring to the subject of the sentence. And then conjunction, that's fanboys. Those are the words that put the sentences together, fanboys. And then interjection, we've talked a little bit about that, but that's like, watch out, or no way, or whoa, or wow, or cool, or things like that, where there's just like 1 or 2 words and use an exclamation mark with it usually. All righty. So what I'm going to do now is, I do want you to number, and by the way, don't worry, this is a lot of numbers, but it's going to go fast. So skip a line, and I just want you to number 1 through 20. This is not a keyword outline, so don't freak out. This is just, we're going to write a couple words on here. Actually, 1 word each. 8, 9, all the way to 20. I know, it seems like a lot. Actually, you're just going to be writing the abbreviation for some of these, so it'll go pretty fast. So I have a paper here. Once you get that down, all those numbers down, we're going to read each sentence. You guys are going to take turns. Read the sentence. There's a word that's underlined, and you're going to decide if that word is a noun, a verb, adjective, and so on. Okay, so you'll read the sentence, and then you decide what kind of a word it is. And then we're just going to write the abbreviation for that down below. So basically it's just keeping track of what number we're on. Okay, so here's my page. It looks like this. I'm going to zoom in a little so it's easier to read. There we go. And then I got this little handy dandy card so we can keep track of which one we're on. So this is a super short sentence, but I'm going to start with you, Chase. Go ahead and read number 1 and then tell us what kind of word it is.
That's a noun.
Good. Okay, read the sentence.
The roads were icy.
The roads were icy. Good. And roads is a noun. It's a thing. So go ahead and put next to number 1, put the word noun. Okay, going back to this. Jude, go ahead and read number 2.
Pretty snowflakes blew against my window.
Good. And the word pretty, what kind of a word is that?
A verb?
No,
Or
not in this one.
descriptive.
Yeah, descriptive. There you go. You're on the right track. It's describing a noun here. Snowflakes.
Adjective?
Yes, adjective. There you go. Good. So for adjective, we could just put ADJ, so we don't have to write out the whole word. So it'll go a little faster there. But that's right. Good job, Jude. And then Matt, number 3. If you're there, Matt.
I'm sorry, I was going to grab something.
Oh, okay. That's okay. Are you good?
Yeah, I just needed to grab a eraser and a paper.
Okay. Do you need me to pause for a minute so you can catch up?
No, it's
You're
okay.
good? Okay. Okay. If you're good, then go ahead and read number 3 when you can.
7 snowmen were in the field.
Good. And in is your word. You know what kind of a word that is? Going to be one of these at the top of your paper there. What do you think, Matt? Are you looking?
Yeah, thank you. I'm just writing down my numbers.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So your word in the sentence you read is in. What kind of a word? What part of speech is that? It's gonna be one of these up here.
Would that be like to go in? Wait, like a I think it's an adverb probably, or maybe an adjective.
No, not an adverb or adjective, but it's
Noun.
in the field. So it could be a phrase in the field. So in, it's not a noun or a verb or an adjective or an adverb. It's actually a preposition. I'll help you with this one. This is a preposition. You remember prepositional phrases don't have verbs, right? So in the field is an example of one. So we'll just put PREP with a period or a dot there for abbreviation for a preposition. Okay, and then back to Chase, number 4.
Susie needed to wear her mittens and hat.
Good.
That seems to be and, so that's a conjunction.
Good. Yes, that's fanboys. Very good. So we could just put CONJ dot for conjunction. Excellent. Back to this for Jude, number 5.
Pronoun?
Good. Go ahead and read the sentence too.
They went to the skating rink.
Good. Pronoun. We'll just put pro. We know that's a pronoun. Number 6 is for Matt.
A really big blizzard hit New York. I think that's a noun.
No, remember noun is a person, place, or thing.
Oh, wait, okay, I need to remember that.
Yeah, it does have an ly. That's a clue. Really.
Really? Would that be a preposition?
No. Think of ly, you know, like in your writing when you add an ly word.
An adverb.
There you go. Adverb. ADV.
ly adverb. I don't know why I was thinking about that.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, it's different than what we normally do in our books. So it's the setup is different. Everything's a little different. So it's okay. Don't worry about it. But you'll get it. Okay. Back to Chase, number 7.
Number 7 must be ice, so it's a noun.
It's a what?
Noun, I think. Ice is a noun. Oh, it's an adjective.
Read the sentence first.
The ice skaters were beautiful.
The ice skaters were beautiful. It's kind of a funny sentence, but anyway, but you're right. If it was ice by itself, It could be a noun, but since it's telling what kind of skaters, you're right. It's an adjective. So number 7 is ADJ for adjective. Okay, and Jude, number 8.
Wow, the icicles are beautiful.
Yes. So wow, wow. What would that be?
Preposition?
Nope, there's a clue up here. You have an exclamation mark by one of these.
It's an interjection.
Interjection. There you go. INT. Yeah, that's the one. Watch out, or whoa, or no way, or stuff like that. So wow is one of them. Okay. Matt, how about number 9?
Many kids play hockey in the winter. Kids would be probably. Do we have a subject thing, or do we just have noun?
Just noun.
Okay, so it's a noun.
Oh, it's a noun. Good, very good. It is the subject as well, but these are parts of speech. So, good. Number 10, Chase.
The snow fell lightly from the sky.
Yes.
It's a verb.
A verb, fell. Very good. Verb. Number 11 is Jude.
I wore gloves so I could make snowballs.
Okay, that word so. I can give you a clue if you need a clue.
Is it an adjective?
No, it's fanboys. Remember fanboys?
Yes, but
Those are.
not super well.
It is it's making two parts of the sentence, like connecting two parts of sentences together.
Conjunction?
Yes, good. Conjunction. CONJ. Conjunction. Good job. Okay, and that's the fanboys one. So this S in fanboys is so. This is for Matt, number 12.
Let's see. Hot chocolate is a tasty winter treat.
Good.
Hot is probably an adjective.
Yes, yes, yes. You got it, because it's describing the chocolate. What kind of chocolate? Good job. ADJ, adjective. 13, Chase.
13. I was cold, but I kept building my snowman.
Good.
So it must be conjunction.
Yes, fanboys again.
Be right back.
Okay. Conjunction. Number 14 for Jude.
And skated smoothly through the ice.
Yes, actually across the ice.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Skated.
A verb?
Yeah, good. Yep, exactly right. Verb. Okay, it sounds like Matt had to go somewhere really quick. So Chase, how about you do 15?
Snowboarding is my favorite winter sport. That seems like a pronoun too.
Good. My is a pronoun. Sometimes we forget about those personal pronouns like I or me or my. That's a personal pronoun. Okay, good. Back to Jude, number 16.
Hurry. I'm getting cold.
Good.
I'm back.
Okay.
Is it preposition?
No, look for your exclamation mark that you put on your.
Oh, interjection.
There you go. Interjection. There you go. There's a, I don't know if I've shared it with you guys yet, but there's a Schoolhouse Rock. Oh, Chase knows it, huh? I know you know from last year. There's a Schoolhouse Rock video from the 70s. And it's a song about interjections. So I'm gonna put that, I'm gonna make a
Is it a
note.
train song?
No, that's the conjunction junction song. That's the
Well,
conjunction.
I don't
Yeah, I
know what's
remember,
the-
okay, the interjection one, remember the boy is getting a shot like in his backside? And he goes, ow. You remember that part, Chase, or did you see it?
I don't think I saw that.
Okay. I'll share it with you on Facebook, not on Facebook. I'll share it with you on Google Classroom. And you guys can check with your parents first. It's on YouTube, but it's all like old classic animation, you know.
I'll see if I remember it.
Yeah, and check with them before you watch it, just to make sure that they're okay with you watching it. Maybe they even know what it is, because your parents might be around my age, possibly, probably younger, but they might know about it. But anyway, it's funny and it's catchy. And when you watch these videos, you'll get the song stuck in your head, and then it'll help you remember what these are. So, anyway, oh, here, gotta make my note. School. It's called Schoolhouse Rock. From the 70s. It tells you roughly how old I am. So I used to watch those. Okay. Next one. Did we do that one? We did that one. Okay, here we are. Number 17 for you, Matt.
We built a giant snowman in my yard.
Good.
Giant, I think, is a adjective.
Yes, very good. Describing a snowman. Nice. 18 for Chase.
The blizzard raged outside the cabin. Outside must be a preposition.
Wow, you nailed it. I was like, man, I don't know. This is gonna be a tough one. Very good, Chase. I'm impressed. That's one that we don't, label very often, but you're right. Outside is a preposition. Very good. 19, oops, Jude. Oops, you're muted.
Her ice skates are brand new.
Good.
Her,
Her.
she a noun? Oh, no, pronoun.
There you go. Pronoun. Good job. Pronoun. We'll just put pro there. And the last one's for you, Matt.
Let's see. Winter sports are my favorite.
Yes. Sports.
So adjective,
Not an adjective here.
adverb.
No, it's actually telling what kind of sports, winter sports. Maybe that helps a little bit. So this would be an adjective back here. But what is the adjective describing?
Winter.
No, the sports, right?
Wait, is it a noun?
Yes, it's a noun actually. Good. Okay, awesome. You did it. All right. That's what we were going to do for grammar. Now I'm going to show you actually a little short film. This is something I found this morning. It's super cute. It's an animated film that somebody made about a fox and a mouse. And it's really cool. I don't know if you guys enjoy this kind of stuff, but I do. So I wanted to share it with you. There's no dialogue. It's all music. And the music is actually an orchestra. And so you hear different types of instruments that go with different characters and stuff. And then you see what happens to the fox and the mouse. So while we're watching this, it's about 6 minutes long. I want you to be thinking of the characters and the setting, the problem, like the conflict and the problem, and then the climax and the resolution. So what we're going to do after we watch this is build our own story sequence chart and practice using that based off of a film, because we've done it with stories before, but you can also do it with film. So this is just kind of a fun little thing to watch. And I'll share that with you. And then we'll talk about it after it's done here. So let me get this. Oops, hold on. I didn't do that right. Hold on. No, okay. I forgot to share the sound. When I share, I forgot to click the little box. There we go. Otherwise, you can't hear it. I got this. I got this. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, here we go. That's cute. Little story to see in the animation here. And the words are in French, so I'm thinking this is a French film. There you go. Did you guys like that?
It was pretty
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like how they can do that. That takes a lot of talent to be able to convey emotions and, almost like a communication, but no words. And then just with expressions and then the music. I just love that. It's a live orchestra that recorded it with that. And you can tell, like the tambourine and stuff, you can tell that it's live, it's not digital. But anyway, I saw that this morning. I was like, man, that sounds fun. It's really cool to see something unique like that and then be able to turn it into a story. So we're going to work on the story sequence chart. We're not going to write the story, but we're going to practice putting a sequence chart together and maybe retelling parts of the story. But obviously this, there's characters. Well, we'll just start with that. Let's get that clean sheet of paper out, your lined paper here. Get a new one out and let's go ahead and label it. And today's date. So name here, 12/19. And then we're just going to call this a fox and a mouse. And SSC, that's your story sequence chart. And we'll set that up real quick. And then this is something really cool that you can use anywhere. I'm telling you, like, even after you're done taking my class and you go on to high school or whatever, you can use this style of planning for your stories and stuff, and it'll really help you a lot. So go ahead and skip a line, and you remember how to set these up. We're going to draw a line down a little bit to the left of your page here, leave more room on the right side. And we're just going to make this a simple outline. So just do 1 through 3, and then Roman numeral 2, 1 through 3, and then Roman numeral 3. And like I said, you can use this format in any creative writing that you do. This is more for creative writing, not for report writing or research paper writing, that type of stuff. This is more creative. So if you ever have an assignment where your teacher says, create a story about blah, 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 then you have this to use. And it will help you. So go ahead and draw your line across. Remember, right on top of the Roman numerals, we'll make this little chart here, wherever it ends at the bottom. I have lots of extra spaces down here, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to ask you the big question for each of these boxes. And I'm going to start with Chase. What do we talk about first in the first box, Chase, in a story sequence chart?
Well, you usually talk about like how usually talk about
Well, you introduce
yeah,
some,
you introduce the characters.
there you go.
Stuff.
Characters. And then what was that other word we put next to characters? Do you remember?
Oh yeah, setting.
Setting. Okay, so characters and setting usually are what we talk about first, because in order to tell a story, you have to tell who's in it and where they are, because that will set the stage is a term that we use for writing, but it's also in movies and in plays where you set the stage, right? It has to have the information there with the characters and the setting in order for the people watching or reading, for them to understand what's going on. So Jude, what do we usually talk about in the middle of a story? What usually comes in the middle? You remember?
I do not remember.
Do you remember, Matt, what goes here?
Yes, I believe. That I believe that's what, shoot.
It's like right on the tip of your tongue. huh?
It's on the tip of my tongue. Yeah. Well, like the problem.
There you go. We're going to call it conflict / problem. That is usually in almost all movies, in almost all books, almost all stories that you read, there is a problem. And the rest of the story comes here. Do you remember now? Does this ring a bell, Jude? After you talk about,
Conclusion.
yeah, the conclusion, or we call it climax / resolution. And that's how they solve the problem, right? The solution, how they solve the problem. So you've got introducing characters and setting, talking about the problem in the middle, and then at the end, I just dropped not my phone, but it's my remote. At the end, we talk about how the problem is solved, and it kind of wraps up the story. And thankfully, this one was a happy ending. I wasn't going to make everybody super sad today because I don't like sad endings. So I knew that everybody.
Didn't the fox die from the water?
No. Did you see the
Oh.
rest of it?
I thought that was like another fox because it was a lot larger.
No, that was the same.
Yeah, it looked like a different fox to me too.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. No,
I
it's
guess
the
they never
same
really
fox.
showed it get out of the water. So
Yeah. So, and that's an interesting point too, Jude, because I like how they kind of left some of it up to your imagination. So we don't really know how he got out, but we do have right before that scene when he comes out, the mouse is on top of an ice block. And I think what happened, the mouse was able to get out of the water because the crack was small, and I think he fit through the crack, but the blocks were kind of pushed together when the fox was to the surface, and I think that's why he couldn't get out. And then the owl came to get the mouse and kind of like launched off of that ice block, and then it made the ice block teeter a little bit. It was like moving, and I think that's what created the wave to separate the ice blocks so that the fox could get out. But we switched to focusing on the mouse, so we don't really know how the fox got out. But I like that because it leaves some of it up to your own imagination of how that happened. But does anybody have any other thoughts on that? Like how maybe the fox got out? Any thoughts? That's what
Maybe it swam out.
Yeah, maybe it swam to the edge somewhere where there was an opening, maybe. You know, and one of my other students in a different class said, well, the fox was able to hold his breath for a long time, you know, and it might be a little longer than really how they could hold their breath. But so we know it's a made up story. Obviously it's animation. So somebody drew the pictures, but it's kind of believable, you know. I guess the part that's
Wouldn't the fox
questionable.
like eat the mouse?
Well, that's the thing. That's what's questionable is the fox had a change of heart. And that's true for humans, but I don't know if animals have that sophisticated brain to be able to have a change of heart about something. But did you notice that, Chase? Like the fox wanted to eat the mouse, but when was it that the fox had a change of heart? Do you remember?
Like after he somehow got out of the water.
I think it was before that, actually. What do you think, Matt? Do you know
Yeah,
when?
I agree. Oh shoot, hang on.
because we saw the fox push the
Wait,
mouse back up and in the water
Yes.
rather than just it saving itself.
Yes, I think that's I think at the point where they fell into the water and the fox was going to save himself, like you said. And then he looked down and there goes the mouse sinking, sinking, sinking. It was kind of sad, you know? And I think at that moment is when the fox had a change of heart. Maybe I was surprised that the mouse didn't even try to swim, you know, it didn't even like get its feet going or anything. It just kind of gave into it. And he's just like, okay, I guess I'm going to die. But that moment is where the fox had a change of heart. And I agree. Then saved the mouse. And then the mouse had a change of heart too once the mouse was saved. And then the mouse was like, uh-oh, the guy that saved me, the fox that saved me is now in trouble. So he had a change of heart too. And so, okay. So there were several problems, but let's start with the characters. Obviously, the fox is the first character that's introduced in this short film. And here's where you can be creative. I'm going to just draw a line here, but you can come up with a name for your fox. You have to, you know, for your story that you're going to make up, it can be a boy or a girl fox. You can totally make up the name, whatever name you want to give the fox. You guys have any ideas?
I could be wrong, but I think that orange foxes are males is the brighter
Okay.
color. I might be wrong with that though.
I really don't know either. Do you know? Chase is he's the Jeopardy
I
guy.
don't know.
Lots of answers.
Yeah, I've seen like brown foxes before, so I assume, but I could be wrong.
I could be wrong too. I've seen gray foxes and brown, but kind of orangey brown. I
Maybe they
don't know.
could just be a different type of fox.
It could be. Could be like a
It sound
breed.
like a movie, like Fox movie from Disney. Both foxes were, both the male and then the female were orange.
Oh,
I
true.
thought
Like the Fox and the Hound. Is that the movie you're thinking of?
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think you're right, Chase. I think it could be either female or male. So you can just make up a name. This is just a made up story, so it doesn't really matter. Whatever. Did you come up with a name, Chase?
I don't know. No. That's a fox name.
Well, somebody in my other class had a really good idea to name him Cheddar because he kind of
Cheddar?
reminded Cheddar, like cheddar cheese. Oh, I think it was your sister, Chase, Chloe.
How about Chaz? No, that's a sweet
Chaz?
name. How
Or
about Felix? Oh yeah, Felix.
oh, Felix. That's cool. Starts with an F. Felix the Fox. But you guys put whatever name here. You get where I'm going with that. And then give me one more word that would describe basically like, and Chase, I'll ask you this one, about either his character in the beginning or what he was doing in the beginning. What is a word we could use to kind of just set what's going on in the beginning here?
Hmm.
What was he doing?
Chasing,
He was just looking around for like food or something. He was just doing fox.
Look at
scavenging.
him. Scouting, is that what you said?
He said scavenging.
Scavenging? Yeah, I like that word. Scavenging. Did I spell that right? I better check that. Scavenging. Sometimes I have to check. Scavenging. I spelled it way wrong. E-N, scavenging. I thought it was scavenging too. I was thinking, yeah, that makes sense, Jude. Scavenging. Scavenging, if you can't see that. Okay, so basically he's a scavenger and he's looking for food, probably. Okay. Then we have, of course, a mouse. So Matt, well, all of you think of a name for your mouse. Could be boy or girl. You're just making up a
Cheesy.
story here. What did you say, Matt?
Cheesy.
Keezy or Peasy?
Cheesy.
Oh, cheesy. Cheesy. That's clever. Clever. Cheesy. And then tell me something about the mouse, maybe like how the mouse was feeling or thinking or what was it?
The mouse was scared.
I agree. because fox and owls, both those species eat mice. So he was definitely the low guy on the food chain in that moment in time. And then we've got the owls. And here you can put two names because there's two owls, right? Could be Bob and George or Fred and Thelma. I don't know. I'm just throwing out random names. Could be two guys, two girls, a guy and a girl. I mean, these are owls. This is a made up story, so you can just get creative on that. Okay. And then we need to mention the setting here. So, Jude, what do you think? Where do you think they are? What's the setting of the story?
I don't know really, North Pole.
Oh yeah, it could be North Pole. Yeah, it could be. There wasn't very many other animals or trees or anything. I mean, there were sticks, like, the trunks of trees or whatever, but it could be. Any other ideas on the setting? I kind of like that. Let's go with North Pole. And obviously we could put snow.
It looks like Alaska.
Could be Alaska. You could put snow or winter or whatever word there to describe. Actually, since North Pole is the name of a place, we could probably just count that as one and put winter here too. So now you've got, see, it's really simple. You've just got your basic characters, a little bit about them, about their personality, their names, and then you've got the setting. That's the basic setup for the first paragraph of a story when you write a story. And now moving into the conflict and problem. This is where it's going to get a little tricky because there actually are several problems that happen in the middle of this little film. So let's kind of break it down. So Matt, maybe you can start us off. What was maybe one of the first problems that we saw in this film?
Well, the first one I could think of is the owls trying to get the mouse. I think it was.
Okay. Even before the owls, though, I think it was initially the fox, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so okay, that's a problem. The fox wanted to eat the mouse. The mouse didn't want to die. And then you're right, then the owls got involved and they wanted to eat the mouse. What was one of the problems after that, Jude? After maybe the fox and the owls are trying to get this mouse, then what's another problem?
It's falling off the tree.
Fell off the tree. Yep. Sliding through the ice, right? Out of control, can't get his footing. And then Chase, what's the next problem after that happened? You're muted.
So after he like falls off the tree,
Yeah, he's sliding on the ice, remember? And then
what's the next problem? He falls on the fox, and the fox, I don't remember, but does the fox like yank him up?
Got the owls left it back up in the air.
I think from what I can remember, they were sliding across that lake at first, and then they hit the bank and the snow went like right on top of them. And then the biggest problem of the whole film happened, right? What happened at that point?
Like when this guy got the fox was inside the water.
Yeah, they
Drowning.
both fell through. That's right, Chase. That was probably the most catastrophic problem that they had is they fell into this lake, right? And both of them now are in trouble. It was just the mouse at first, and then both the fox and the mouse are in trouble. So, so we can kind of lead into that a little bit. So we've introduced the characters, and the fox is trying to catch the mouse. So we could say fox, maybe hunting or chasing or pursuing, some kind of word, I'm gonna put hunting mouse. And you can, when you're retelling the story, you can use their names instead of fox and mouse. And this is when we lead into the problem on top of the lake. So they end up on this lake. I'm going to put sliding ice lake. What can we put next here? So they're sliding. This is the catastrophic part where they fall in. How can we put 3 keywords there, Matt? What do you think for number 2 here about that part when they fall into the water? What are some keywords we could put there? Are you there, Matt?
I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't know if you heard me. I was asking you a question.
I didn't hear that again. Can you say it again?
Yeah, so we were just talking about the catastrophic problem that they had in the story was when they fell into the river or the
Mm-hmm.
pond or the lake. I guess it was a lake. We called it a lake. So what are some 3 key words we can put here for that moment when they fell into the lake?
Fall
Okay,
through ice.
fall through ice. Okay, we could put that. If you guys have something different to put what you want to put there. Fall through ice, that'll work. They're sinking, right? Chase, what can we put for number 3 of that part of the scene?
The fox sink, mouse. Wait, no. Both sink.
Yes. That's exactly what I was thinking. Both sink. And this is where it's like a transition for the fox, right? What do you think, Chase? How can we put right here like the fox had a change of heart? Are you there, Chase?
Yeah, I'm
Thinking?
I'm talking. Can you not hear me?
Oh, we didn't hear you for a second there. That was weird.
Yeah, so what did you say?
I said, we have another spot here for another word, but how can we kind of condense the fact that the fox had a change of heart? How can we put that on our outline here?
Moral? I don't know.
What if we did F for fox and we did change and then draw a little heart? Because to me, that makes sense when he had a change of
Oh
heart.
yeah, that makes sense.
He's not like pursuing the mouse anymore to eat the mouse. Now he's trying to save the mouse, right? So this is the
Yeah.
climax. Remember we talked about the climax is that part of the story where you don't know how it's going to end. This is a perfect example in this short film because when they were sinking in that water, and first time I watched it early this morning, I was like, man, if that mouse dies, I'm going to be sad the rest of the day. Not really, but in my mind, I'm thinking, I don't watch a sad ending here. And so I was like, not sure. I was like, man, I hope this has a happy ending or I'm going to be mad that I watched this, and then it turned out that it was a good ending, but it was that moment is that word climax. I want you to think about when we don't know if the mouse is going to die. Is the fox going to die? Because there's a moment where the mouse is out and the fox is still trapped, right? And so that's called a climax in the story where you're on pins and needles. You're waiting for the next scene because you don't know what's going to happen. Climax. And then from there, it's resolved. And sometimes, as you know, some movies don't have happy endings. And some people kind of like to experience that. To me, I like happy endings. Have you guys heard of the movie or the history event about the Titanic?
Yep.
Yeah.
Heard about that? Yeah. This kind of reminds me of that, especially that part when both scenes, when the fox is seeing the mouse go down And then later when the mouse sees the fox go down, it's like this moment, tragic, right? And so obviously the Titanic story was a real story, a real event that happened. And it was, I mean, I can't even imagine. That must have been so, so, so tragic, but that's climax. Okay, that's what I want you to remember when we see that word climax. So from here, now we've got, they both start sinking. So what does the fox do at this point, Jude? They're both when they first fall in and they're both sinking at the same time. He has a change of heart, and what does he decide to do?
Save the save the mouse.
Save the mouse. Yes, he saves the mouse. So we could put, well, what are your ideas on keywords here to say what he did? I guess save could be one.
Mm. I don't know a good word for swimming down.
Or dive, maybe?
Yeah, dive,
We could put dive and a down arrow.
grasp the mouse.
yeah.
Didn't really grasp it, but you know what I'm saying. I mean,
Yeah, I like that. Mouse. You could put,
surface, attempt to surface. Like,
yeah. Well, we're out of words. I can draw an up arrow, but if you could do surface, you could put M dot and then surface. I like
okay.
that. Dive down, grasp the mouse, and swim back up to the surface. That's a good word. Okay, and then Matt, what happens then? It get to the surface. What 3 words can we describe next?
I don't know. I can't really.
Maybe M for mouse and then rescued. And then, but the fox was trapped. So we could put fox trapped. Remember, he was still trapped under the ice.
Okay. Yeah, that works.
Yeah. And then at that point, then the owl comes back in on the scene, and so the owl comes in and disturbs, I kind of think that would be a good word, like disturbs the ice blocks. So maybe owl disturbs ice, and then just draw a block, I guess. Well, we're out of time, but what I would put next is something about the mouse is in trouble and the fox protects the mouse, and then they're friends. Because at the end, the mouse is still a little bit scared, but then the mouse realized, wait, the fox is being nice, and he did save my life. And so they ended up being friends with each other and playful with each other. And I just love how they incorporated the music right there, because I don't know if you noticed it, this like really peppy right there, and the mood changes, and now it's cute because it's like a little puppy playing, or pouncing and having fun. And so the music just ties nicely right into that. So anyway, so that's an exercise I wanted to show you. You do not have to write this story. This is just what we were going to do in class. Just to show you, you can even use film to create a story sequence chart. So this is something very handy that you can take with you, from now on with your schooling. So that was pretty much it for today. And like I said earlier, no homework this week. So no homework this week, and then no class for the next 2 weeks. Okay, let me tell you when we'll be back. We will be back on January 9th. January 9th is our next class together. Okay, so you got some weeks off now. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I will see you guys January 9th, and enjoy your time off.
Bye.
Bye,
I'm
guys.
not sure if I'm coming back because I'm going to a public school. So.
Oh, that's right, Chase. Your mom did tell me about that. Well, I hope that goes really good for you. I'm going to miss you because I've had you now for like a year and a half. So, but that'll be good. It'll be a good experience for you to go to a public school. So
Yeah.
I wish you all the luck. Okay, Chase, you're gonna do
Bye.
great. Okay, bye guys. Bye, Matt.
Bye.
See you later.